Hello everybody, Megazord here, back at it again to give y'all another very exciting video. And for today, technically, yes, this is my first video upload of the year of 2023. And man, it's been such a long year though, but I'm glad to be back in the loop of things, getting y'all back some of those Friday videos right here though. But what better way to kick things off than to go ahead and, for my first video of the year, talk about all the games to look forward to that are confirmed to be some point releasing in the year of 2023. Now, I'm not gonna be able to necessarily include every single game out there. I'm not able to cover like every single indie game, or there's some games out there that I know that are kind of big that necessarily don't really interest me though, but I do have a fairly meaty list up here that's going to apply to a lot of different people out there though. But we can go ahead and jump up in it though. But if you hadn't already done so, make sure to go and hit that like button, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and that bell. That way you can stay up to date on all things video game related I feel like talking about and discussing though. But without any further ado, let's go ahead and jump straight up into this video. So first up on my list, I have Fire Emblem Engage. Now, yes, technically, this game for me personally has been like a mixed bag of beans though, but at the end of the day, at its core, it's Fire Emblem. I'm still looking forward to playing these next Fire Emblem games. The only thing that's really kind of been off-putting for me personally has just been the art style, because I felt like it lost its medieval sort of kind of art style kind of feeling though. But in terms of the graphics, in terms of the gameplay itself, and potentially what could be the story in terms of, you know, just looking at the game, it feels like it's like a return to its roots with a lot of aspects coming from Fire Emblem Awakening. I'm still really looking forward to this. I got the limited edition already pre-ordered and stuff from Best Buy and stuff like that, so I am really looking forward to this game. The Japanese Twitter account has been doing a phenomenal job of keeping us updated, showing the different the engage emblems, and showing how, you know, Celica can hit people multi-times with just using our magic and whatnot though, and just going through all of the different legacy Fire Emblem characters and seeing how the engage aspect is working. We see the four different kingdoms that are kind of, you know, bidding, trying to get all of the different engage emblems and such of that nature though. There's already previews going out, and from everything I've been seeing so far, the game's looking really promising though. So fingers crossed, it is a really good, solid game. It's gonna be different from Fire Emblem Three Houses. The fact that, you know, you don't have like a lot of the different social aspects. You're not like in this school setting, nothing like that. So I'm kind of glad that it kind of went back to back to its roots with the Awakening style like that though. And it's just gonna be like what seems to be one streamlined story, unless they have like different endings or something like that. They could pull that out on this though. But at least from everything I've been seeing so far, I am genuinely looking forward to this game right here. Next up on the list is Persona 3 Portable as well as Persona 4 Golden. Now, these ones right here, I'm really looking forward to these. Obviously, we already had Persona 4 Golden released on the Steam already though, but now we can finally get 3 Portable and 4 Golden on all the different consoles as well though. And honestly, I am really looking forward to this though. In particular, at least for me, I'm really looking forward to Persona 4 Golden. That way I can just, you know, go through and experience that story. I actually have some contests with Persona 4 Arena Ultimax in that story. Now that I'll go through and play through this one though. But these are some really solid Persona games before Persona kind of hit its peak with Persona 5 Royal and stuff like that. So I'm really looking forward to that. Persona 3 Portable seems to be really cool too though. It is going to be a little bit different with that game in particular, since it is the portable version, because with that one, it's like the visual novel-ish kind of style and whatnot though. You lose some of those cutscenes and stuff, which, you know, kind of begs the question, why didn't we get like the Fez version and whatnot though? But I think it's because of the female protagonist and with everything they added within that one with that additional character and stuff like that. It was tough with Persona 3 to kind of get a definitive edition with that one though. But there is some rumors going around that there could be a remake of Persona 3, kind of in the avenue of Persona 5. And think about it, if they incorporate some of the elements from Fez, the, you know, overworld travel and stuff like that, as well as portable with the female protagonist and stuff like that, I mean, that could be good. So at least for me personally, I might just only get Golden, and I'm gonna wait and stick it out to see what happens with 3 though. But nonetheless, excited that we can see 3 Portable and 4 Golden coming out on all different consoles here fairly soon, like literally within a week though. Now, next up on the list is Hogwarts Legacy. Now, this one I'm actually really looking forward to. This one's kind of a weird case because technically the game first comes out for the PS5 and the Xbox Series systems. That's what comes out first in the month of February. A few months later after that, then you get the Xbox One, PS4 versions, and then almost all the way into the summer, you get the release for the Nintendo Switch version. So this one's kind of a little bit weird though, but at least me personally, I already pre-ordered the one for the PS5, and I think this game has a lot of potential. I know the Harry Potter fans are going to show up. If they got these systems, they're going to show up for this though. And I feel like this might be the sleeper hit. Like a lot of people are not having a lot of expectations on this game, but I feel like most of those diehard fans that love these series are going to show up, and it might sell quite a bit of copies. You never know with this one though. But I'm really looking forward to this because I'm a pretty big Harry Potter fan. I like all the games and stuff like that. I like the potential of how open it seems and the different elements you can kind of do. It's not like that kind of light-hearted, Harry Potter that we kind of knew in like the first 3 movies, not like that. It seems to be a little bit more on the darker, a little bit more mature side, which I kind of appreciate that though. So yeah, that's a game to really look forward to right there. Next up on the list is Kirby's Return to Dreamland. Yes, this is a remake or kind of remaster, I guess, probably more in the lines of a remaster of Kirby's Dreamland that came out on the Wii. And the art style looks kind of interesting. I kind of like how it has that black border around all of the edgings of the different characters and stuff like that though. This is going to be like a pretty solid entry. I still have this game. I still need to technically play the Wii version of it on my Wii U. I bought it before the eShop is going to close here fairly soon. Dog, that's going to happen like in the month of March. Yeah, we only got a couple more months until that eShop closes for the 3DS and Wii U though. But this game, it looks pretty good. It's going to be pretty solid. I know it's like one of the better 2D Kirby games because there's a lot of Kirby games out there though. But this is like, like cream of the crop right there though. So really interesting that they're bringing this over to the Switch. That way more people can enjoy it. And I heard the co-op is really good in this one in comparison to Kirby and the Forgotten Land though. So yeah, we got that game to look forward to next. Next up on the list, I have Oddpad Traveler 2. Yes, I wasn't really expecting there to be a sequel to the original Oddpad Traveler until they hit us with that roughly around the game, or what was it? Either the Fall Direct or is the Game Awards. It was one of the two. I think it was probably the Fall Direct though. But this game, yes, it's a sequel. You don't necessarily have to go through and play the first game to appreciate the second game because this is going to be a whole new cast of 8 brand new characters. From the way how they've been talking about the game, it seems like there's going to be more interconnectivity between the different characters, because that's the one thing I kind of nitpicked on the first game was the fact that you get to experience these great stories from all these 8 different people, but it didn't get to like intertwine and mingle too much outside of doing like that super secret boss at the very end of the game, which by gosh, that mess was hard. You have to grind a whole bunch on that. I was like, no, I'm not taking part of this one though. But yeah, so honestly, the stuff looks really good and stuff like that. I already got this game pre-ordered, so that way I got the Steelbook, because they're doing a Steelbook thing with Best Buy and whatnot though. So yeah, so honestly, really fun looking game. That HD 2D style always looks so good. I'm just really looking forward to this one right here though. Next up on the list, I got Bayonetta Origins. Now this one we got hit with at the Game Awards. And honestly, it was funny because this game technically got teased in the midst of Bayonetta 3. If you happen to go through and play through there, it's like one of them little side quests or something like that. They kind of alluded to that, and most people probably wonder, it's like, what is this? But now that we know that this is its own game, yes, now people can look forward to this one though. I know for some people they're kind of scratching their heads over here thinking, whoa, what the heck is this? Because they were thinking, at least with the art style and stuff, it's not your traditional Bayonetta action game. It's more like a kind of like exploring kind of dungeon-ish kind of thing though. But some people looking at this like, man, this could have easily been like a $40 game or whatnot though. But it is priced at $60 MSRP though. So if you're a Bayonetta fan, you might be really looking forward to this, because this kind of would explain the origins of Bayonetta before she necessarily became a witch though. So there is, you have that to look forward to as well. Next up on the list, I have Resident Evil 4 Remake. Now, a lot of people, Resident Evil 4, I heard about this from a lot of different people. I dabble with it a little bit with the original game though. I still need to, fully put my feet up in the water though. Maybe I'll play the Wii version, something like that. I don't know. But anyway though, a lot of people have been kind of looking forward to this, kind of like, whoa, why in the world would we kind of go through and remake this one? Like the original one's a classic though. But I think with this one, they're going to be able to incorporate some other stuff in here that we can appreciate this version of the remake, and it's not going to be like necessarily a one-to-one in comparison to the classic one right there. So people are really looking forward to this one though. I think for most people it's like their most anticipated game of the year though, but we have to keep all of that in mind though. But I think overall this should be a very solid game right here though. Next up on the list is Final Fantasy Pixel remasters. We had this brought over to PC via Steam for quite some time. You can buy them all separately, you can buy them all in a bundle, whatever though. But finally, they're making their jumps to consoles via the Switch and the PS4. However, whoo-wee, man, the launch of this thing, my gosh, $75 exclusively on the Square Enix store, and that just sold out within like the span of an hour, at least for just the base game. And then there's like the limited edition one that's like 200 plus something dollars. Absolutely crazy and wild. Thankfully, I just happened to be up at midnight. I was able to get my pre-order in to get the game physically because they are making limited quantities of it being a physical copy, and then after that, once they sell through all of that, it's just going to be straight up digital after that point though. So a little weird how they're kind of handling this, and it's kind of crazy how it's a little bit worse than like the 3D Mario All-Stars package. Like looking at that retrospectively, it's like dang, like Nintendo actually kind of treated that one better. But honestly, I'm really looking forward to these games. I mean, that 2D pixel remaster version of these games though, hopefully they fixed a little bit of the text. I think that's the main thing that people have been kind of talking about within the Steam version of that, and it kind of seems like they might be, because they pulled some images down that had the old text up on there though. So fingers crossed that they can fix it up and polish this one up and then give it out to the door with us though. But I am really looking forward to that one right there though. Next up on the list, I have Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. Now this game right here, whole freaking shoot, I am hyped through the moon. This is probably by far my most anticipated game of the year, and it's crazy to think that this one's right around the corner. It comes out in the month of May, and we don't know too much about it. We might have had like what, 2 or 3 different trailers, and at most, like if you combine all the footage together, maybe like a minute or so of gameplay. They're kind of leaving us in a mystery here, and I feel like here fairly soon, they normally do a Nintendo Direct around the month of February or so. So I feel like at that point, whenever that does happen, that's going to be your blowout of Legend of Zelda. Maybe a little after that Direct, they're going to have maybe a dedicated Direct showing off all the differences between Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, because I think that's probably the biggest determining factor to pull most of your audience in. Yes, a lot of people will choose this game and just go into it blind just because of the brand of Legend of Zelda and what its predecessor did with Breath of the Wild to the series though. But then again, my main concern is how different could this game be in comparison to Breath of the Wild, because I'm assuming it's probably going to be on the same world, in the same world and whatnot though. So I'm thinking more so the elements of what you'd probably do in the sky versus what you do down low in the underground, maybe dungeons or something like that, as we saw Link and Zelda going through and exploring that earlier within its like first trailer. I think it's going to be the main differential factor between these two games though. But nonetheless, I am really looking forward to this game coming out right here though. And next up on the list, we have a couple games that are coming out in the month of June. One of them being Street Fighter 6. Now, I'm not like the biggest Street Fighter fan out there. Yes, I played some Street Fighter 2 back in the day, and that's probably like my biggest extent of Street Fighter though. I know some of the characters and whatnot though, but Street Fighter 6 though, the way how it's stylized, the way how it is, and yes, I did manage to go hands-on within the closed beta, the most recent one, the second wave of it. And I was like, man, I'm just really digging this game. The how stylistic it is, the way how the combat is actually portrayed in this game. No, I like the fact that you can like hold up like a super guard. You can wait to counter off of that and then counter right back. I just like the ebb and flow back and forth between the two. It just looks like a really promising game right here, though. I really can't say much more beyond that. It's kind of hard to put. It's kind of hard, and the fact that you can also do like a single player overworld story, you kind of going out and explore like that, I feel like there's a lot of different variety up in this game. And I messed around with the character customization, at least for your avatar in the game, and you can spend like almost a solid hour up on that though. There's a lot of different things that Street Fighter 6 is doing really good. The music is phenomenal and everything else. I was like, I'm just really looking forward to this game though. Yeah, I know some of my friends call me out and say, hey, I can beat you in some Street Fighter. I'll learn. I'll pick up them sticks. I'll learn my combos and stuff like that. Y'all best to be prepared. Y'all best to be prepared to come at me, because I'm going to bring the fierce. I'm going to bring the fire with all of these characters. I don't care. I'll pick up anybody. I'll beat your tail with them, though. But yeah, Street Fighter 6, I am really looking forward to that game, though. The second game that actually comes out in the month of June is Final Fantasy 16. Now, this one I've been really looking forward to as well, because at first I saw this, I was like, okay, it's the next Final Fantasy game. Coming off of 15, I was looking at 15. It didn't really necessarily interest me. 16 had me pondering, thinking, I was like, maybe? just maybe. But the more footage they kept showing of this game, and the fact that it's really kind of more so on the action side of things, it just kind of been slowly pulling me in to the point where I'm like, okay, I think this could be a pretty solid game in comparison to 15 or some of the other past ones. But I was like, I really won't know until I actually get my hands on this thing. At first, I pre-ordered the digital deluxe of this game, and I pre-ordered off of Walmart because the digital deluxe was like 100 MSRP, and Walmart was selling it for 70. Unfortunately, they went around and started canceling all of those though. But the big question is whether or not I'll get it at launch or I'll get it a little bit later. Depends on how much I get into Street Fighter 6 or whatever though. But yeah, that is a game I'm really looking forward to as well, coming out in the year of 2023. Now, next up on the list is Pikmin 4. We don't necessarily have like a window frame where it's like a, you know, like winter, spring, or nothing like that, or like an actual month. But we do know that Pikmin 4 is confirmed to be coming out some point in the year 2023. If I could take a guess, it might come out in like the summer-ish time or something like that though. Probably some point after Breath or Tears of the Kingdom comes out though. But Pikmin 4, I'm really looking forward to this. We didn't get like much of any kind of gameplay within that original teaser trailer or whatnot though, but it's Pikmin. If you haven't gone through and played any of the Pikmin games, or most recently Pikmin 3 Deluxe on the Switch though, I mean, you know you're going to be in for a good time. I'm wondering, because Pikmin games usually have like the most beautiful, they can show off exactly what the console it is on and playing on, exactly how well, visually the environments can look within the game on whatever system it's on now. Because I remember going through and playing Pikmin 3 on the Wii U. I was like, dang. I was like, man, HD never looked so good on like a Nintendo game before. And I just feel like Pikmin 4 could rise up and show us exactly what all the Switch can do before. I feel like the Switch, this might be the last full year of us having the system though. So yeah, we got to go out with a bang though. But I am looking forward to Pikmin 4 though. Now, next up on the list, gonna be kind of cheating a little bit. I'm gonna twist it a little bit though. Hey, this is my list. I can do whatever I want. But Xenoblade Chronicles 3, we had the game come out last year, and we do know that the last part of their expansion pass DLC, there's gonna be a brand new story element. If it's anything like Xenoblade Chronicles 2, Torna the Golden Country, this in itself could be treated like its own game. Now, whether or not it's going to be counted as like what they did with Torna, they could sell it physically or digital separately. For all I know, they could probably only sell it digitally separately, or you can buy the expansion pack and get it all included within your baseline game. Regardless, I feel like this new story element thing is going to be big enough to where they're going to consider it like its own game in the series though. But I am really looking forward to this. Xenoblade Chronicles 3 was like one of my most favorite games of last year, in the year 2022, and I'm just really looking forward to it. I did like all of the main story, and I did a good chunk of nearly almost every single hero quest in that game. I was just enthralled with the characters and just the storytelling in that game. I loved every single aspect of it though, so I am really looking forward to that final wave of DLC for that expansion pack for the new story coming out for Xenoblade Chronicles 3 in the year of 2023. Now, next up on my list, I have SpiderMan 2. Almost missed out on this one though, but SpiderMan 2, oh shoot. This game right here, it's scheduled to come out sometime in the fall. If I had to take a guess, maybe October, or it could be the holiday game in November. We'll have to wait and see though. But Spider-Man 2, this is a game I'm highly anticipating. It's probably the biggest PlayStation game I'm looking forward to coming out this year. That and maybe one more that I'm about to talk right after this one though. But Spider-Man 2, the fact you can be able to go through and play with Peter Parker as well as Miles Morales, and we saw what Peter Parker can do in the PS4 version, and Miles Morales in his game though, and just being able to bounce between both of those two is gonna be really exciting. And the fact that it seems like we're gonna be fighting against Venom as like one of the major antagonists of Spider-Man 2. Oh man, I was like, well, all we got was that teaser trailer like literally 2 years ago, but it's supposed to be coming out this year though. So yeah, I'm expecting a blowout of this game at some point this year, where it's like during one of their state of plays, or maybe it's a little closer around the E3 time or whatnot though. But man, oh man, Spider-Man and Insomniac Games, what they're able to do with the games that they create, I was like, oh shoot, just give it to me, Insomniac. Just give it to me. But man, I am really looking forward to this game right here though. Now, the final one on my list is Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Now, with this one, we don't know exactly a concrete date for when this game comes out. All we know is it's going to be some point in the winter time. So this could easily be pushed out into the year of 2024. However, if it's anything like Final Fantasy VII Crisis Core Reunion, then it very well could come out in December. I think the biggest question is whether or not how much breathing time they're going to give with Final Fantasy 16 coming out in June of this year, and then comparison to how much time they put after that before we get to Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth. But yeah, that's probably the major critical thing, just letting both of the games breathe though. But this one right here, coming off of Final Fantasy 7 Remake, I am genuinely looking forward to this game though, because we know the second that they leave Midgard, that's when the world really opens up and you're kind of going anywhere where you're able to, based upon whether or not, you know, you're able to go there by foot, whether or not you're able to travel by water or by, you know, plane ride or whatnot though. But honestly, this game right here, with the major differences that they did like that, and I finally managed to go through and play through Crisis Core, I'm just very curious to see exactly how the story will go. It's not necessarily going to be a one-to-one in comparison to like the original one. They are making some tweaks and changes. If you play through Remake, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But with this game, I'm just really looking forward to it, and I love that combat of Final Fantasy 7 Remake, so I'm really looking forward to seeing exactly how they will play the story out, what other crazy things they can do with the combats and the mechanics and stuff like that as we go into the second phase of what was going to be a 3-part phase for Final Fantasy 7 Remake series though. But yeah, that's basically going to do it in terms of my overall list of games to really look forward to for the year of 2023. Quite a bit of a different spread between a good chunk of, you know, Nintendo or PlayStation games, etc. though. I didn't really talk about a lot of Xbox games, but I do know that like Redfall is supposed to be ideally coming out within the first half of this year, and it may be Starfield. It's technically also supposed to come out in the first half of this year though, but technically I feel like out of those two, I feel like Starfield will probably be delayed to the second half. Who knows? It might be a full delay for that one though. But I know Xbox fans, y'all might be looking forward to those two though. But yeah, that's just personally some of the games that I just know that are going to be really big, really popular, and the ones that I'm actually looking forward to the most in terms of playing it. This whole entire list with games that were coming out within like the first 6 months. I was like, dang, this is really packed for like the first 6 months. And who knows what the second half of 2023 is going to be right there. Didn't even include like a bunch of indie games. Like I know there's some promising ones that got revealed within like the most recent Game Awards and stuff like that though. But I'm like, oh shoot, there's a lot to look forward to in 2023. I feel like this might be the year that could honestly possibly rival 2017 way back when though. But y'all gotta let me know down in the comment section down below, what all do you think about all the games coming out in the year of 2023? What is your most anticipated game that come out this year? What do you think? Whether it's like DLC expansion stuff, like with Xenoblade Chronicles 3, or just brand new games like SpiderMan 2, or maybe it's that Tears of the Kingdom, which that personally is for me. Y'all gotta let me know down in the comment section down below. But that's all I basically got to say for this video though. So if you really like it, make sure to go ahead and hit that like button, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and that bell to stay up to date on all things video game related I feel like talking about and discussing for the foreseeable future though. So remember y'all, until we have a video I make next, see y'all.